And this is our first really tough one because it's like, do you want the full career at this point, the full college career of Grant Fisher and all those All-American honors and NCAA title, or do you want the professional Drew Hunter, who has faster PRs, you could argue maybe a little bit better in high school, although Fisher won 2 straight Foot Locker titles. This is a tough sell for me. I'd probably stick with Hunter just because he's run a little bit faster and he did, run 357 indoors, whereas Fisher just did that 359, and not just, but he did it at the end of his career while Hunter was ready to run 357 in the winter of his high school career. I would probably put Drew Hunter just a little bit at this point higher than what Grant Fisher has done, even though he's got all those college times and all those college All-American honors.
Yeah, well, Grant Fisher's career is interesting, though, because, he trained under Miltenberg, and Milt is notorious for being very slow in the progression. He doesn't want to burn out someone quick. He's learned how to coach that way. And Fisher, I feel like, never really truly peaked in college. Like, I don't think he ever really went all out, like really tried to time trial a fast time. He always was really kind of just like cruising through the regular season and then just trying to run a fast last 800 in the 5K at the outdoor championships. He didn't run a lot of USA. He didn't enter USAs he didn't run USAs the year after the weeks after winning the NCAA title. He was very kind of slow in the progression. And Fisher's weird. Like, he hasn't, especially on the pro level, obviously he still hasn't done much to catch people's eyes, right? Because he's kind of just been like another guy on the Bowerman team behind Lopez's and Kincaids of this world. But I still feel like Fisher has yet to really show what he actually is, because he hasn't been really unleashed. He's kind of been put in a pen and they have yet to open it. They have yet to open up the barn door for him to run out and show this is how good I can be. And because of that, I agree with you. I would put him behind Drew Hunter, because Drew Hunter has been let loose more. And when he's let loose, he's run some quick times. He's won some U.S. titles, that indoor title. I know there's no such thing as a U.S. indoor Olympics, but, it's still a title. But I'll put Drew Hunter above Fisher, but it's close, man. I kind of want to do 1A, 1B.
I totally understand. I think with Fisher, his consistency almost bores you to death, and that's not his fault at all, and I'm not criticizing him from that. But we look at him as a guy who didn't go after crazy fast times in college. I mean, he still ran 13:29. He turns professional. He PR'd last summer. It was a very small PR, but he ran 13:29.03 at the Sunset Tour meet. I mean, this guy has been solid. I think we tend to look at high school guys and then we set them on all against the standard of what Edward Cheserek did. There's not another Edward Cheserek coming through. So as good as Grant Fisher was, winning Foot Locker twice and being this dominant guy in high school in Michigan and running 359, it was an impossible standard to meet for him to kind of meet all the expectations that we thought he was going to be. He had a very good college career. And after winning a title in 2017, I think most people expected him to win more titles, and he didn't do that because there was a lot of good guys. I don't want to be an apologist for him. I think there was some level of disappointment that he didn't collect more titles, but this is a little tough. I'm going to stick with my Hunter pick. If you want to go Fisher, that's totally fine. But
no.
Okay.
You want to stick with Hunter? I'm willing to make this compromise. Hunter still above Fisher. So our current ranking now is Drew Hunter, Grant Fisher, Reed Brown, Leo Doshpak, Michael Sagowski.